Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Team Secret versus TT9, our first game of this final Playday of European League of this year. I really can't believe I'm saying that, but it's our final Playday. It's the first game. I can't wait for it. 2022 is coming to a close here. Our competitive season. I'm Alex Dominic, your host on the show. With me, our resident mime, Anne, and resident clown outside of the game. It's fresh. Outside of the game, I have to specify, because in the game, usually Fabian. Sorry, Fabian, but not really sorry. I see what you type in chat. I know what you're up to. You can't respond to me here, so that makes me very happy. Well, he said he would get on interview if G2 were to qualify, so maybe in a couple of years we'll get to have it. What is going on? They're not even playing now. Anyways, let's talk about our first two rosters. Team Secret are up first, Jack. This is a fight for the bottom here in EUL.
It is a fight for the bottom. There's no other way to put it. And I think, the narrative of both teams, but especially Team Secret, is going to be a team that has improved. They have improved. They've made roster changes. They've improved. Sorry, I'll just say Des's outfit. They've made roster changes. They've improved. They've looked so much better as a team. And it came to a head when they beat the current major champions, the current best team in the world, last week in EUL. They know what they're capable of. They know that they've been the limiting factor to themselves this entire year. They've only got 3 wins. The performance has improved, but the results haven't. They've still got that soft underbelly where they give away rounds, very late round. They give away a lot of kills and a lot of rounds. They lose a lot of rounds they should win. They sorted that up, and they're a very solid mid-table team.
It's looking a little bit better, though, because we talked about their survival rate being extremely low previously. It's looking a little bit better, and specifically against that last game against Rogue, they played very much in their face, trying not to let them flank, trying not to let them do anything, really. If you look at their stats for the players specifically as well, whilst Savage might not be one to pop out specifically, I do want to point out that he's put so much value onto this team. Last week as well, where he's been so influential with the Twitch, with the Flores, getting rid of a lot of utility, really enabling Secret to get those attacking rounds on the board.
Speaking of attacking rounds, just one very final point. Yeah, Secret have gone from the 8th best attacking team in the league to the 4th best.
Wow.
Damn.
And we're talking about bottom league. So this is like over the stage. They were just 8th, 9th, 10th in the attacking win percentage, right up, all the way up to 4th. Now, that may be other teams' downfall, but Secret have definitely improved that.
Yeah, that's sad.
One thing I'd really love to talk about as well, I think what Secret does really well is their specific bans against teams. Last week, Echo against Deepak on Bank. Previously, we've seen them ban Thermite against Outsiders on Clubhouse. The Maverick that Outsiders brought was kind of awkward. We've seen them ban the Buck against Solotov, made it really more difficult for M&M to take verticals and everything as well. What will they do in regards to a target ban today if they understand the situation very well and they ban out an operator that, for example, limits TT9 from playing very passive? I feel like they might have a really good shot on attack.
Okay, and that's something that we have to look forward to in the game. Maybe the theory will keep on testing properly as it has been with the numbers so far in the stage. But on the other side, I feel TT9 have prepared themselves this entire stage for Halloween because they've been carving up a pumpkin in the standings at no points whatsoever. Ouch.
Yeah, and stay in the Halloween theme. They're known to throw bodies at enemies at certain points. We've seen that in the game against Wolf. We've seen it in the game against Outsiders. Specifically, Exodus wasn't really having his game against Wolf last week. In the first half, he went 0-6. TT9 looked quite indecisive or too hesitant, and specifically in their host plans. There were moments where there was only 1 drone left to get information from, with 1 minute 20 into the round. It makes it really difficult for them to pull off a successful attack.
And the attacks has been the problem, right? 24%. I think, the one thing for this team is, they've got a lot of mitigating factors as to why they're bottom of the league. However, every time they seem to try and plug a hole, a new one appears. They plug the hole of let's get somebody next to a mission. And then suddenly the rest of the team can't get kills. And their problem solving goes away. When the problem solving's good, then, they're struggling with X, they're struggling with Y, they're struggling with Z. And it's a big problem is that I think, they're going to be looking for this prolonged period of time off until Stage 1 next year, because they can actually go and work out what all of their issues are, and then work on them all. Because as soon as they start improving one, they start slacking in another area.
Yeah, and you talk about problem solving specifically in rounds as well, where they bring up a really good strategy, they win the round, and the round after they bring up the exact same strategy, expecting it to work again. Okay. You have to be flexible with that type of stuff. It doesn't really work like that, unfortunately, so there's a lot of problem solving for them to fix.
I think I can recommend Far Cry 3 for them to play, right? Ubisoft game, we can talk about it. A very specific moment with Haas. Have you played the game? I've played it up to then.
Okay. I've played it, but I cannot remember. Hasn't there been about 4 Far Cry since then?
5. No, since then, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Yeah.
But that specific moment, you know what I mean.
I played the more recent ones. I've not been playing any other game than Siege for a
Yeah, we
very
just
long
play
time,
Siege.
to be honest. Yeah.
I'm on a champ run, Milos. Come on.
In one season,
Yeah.
are you getting Spoit to carry you?
Shas, actually, believe it or not. Shas in the stack, and I've come from plat 3 to Diamond 1.
All right, we'll see if anything TT9 can learn from that today. Let's take a look, though, at our map for this series. Put it up on the screen as our lobby's being readied as we speak. Team Secret will put Cafe to bed and take us to Bank. They start on the fence. TT9 have picked attack on Bank, the meta game.
Secret had just a better way of banning, right? So TT9 have increased their map pool, but if Secret ban to a 6-map pool, but Secret can ban 4 of their good 6 maps that leave either Bank or Chalet. Chalet, Secret's favourite map, and we know TT9 are not good at Chalet, or Bank, the only map that Secret have actually got a win on all of this stage. So I feel like Secret have just leveraged a very good map ban phase here.
Yeah, I've had the final 2 maps in this map ban phase turned around because TT9, I would assume that they would want to ban Bank, for example, considering they haven't been the greatest on that in recent history. And as you mentioned, Bank is the only map that Secret's been able to get a win on, and quite recently as well, against a major champion team. So Secret doesn't really ban Cafe, for example. They've done it now to get themselves, for example, in the way of potentially going to Bank. It is their best map. They have the best attack and win rate on it. And if you look for TT9, they don't have a good attack and win rate on it whatsoever.
What's TT9's best map? Like, because, okay, look. Let me preface this. They've won no game, but they have pushed teams to the edge multiple times.
I mean, look, they've got a 6-map pool. They've got a 6-map pool that's Oregon, Cafe, Villa, Bank, Club, and Chalet. Now, they've played a lot of Chalet, they've lost a lot of Chalet. They've played a lot of, I would have said Cafe, but not from this stage, because obviously they lost Cafe last week. It's really, I think the map pool for them is now less of an issue. It was an issue, it's now less of an issue. It's more their teamwork and problem solving, if I'm honest.
And that will come back on a lot of different maps. We see their best defensive win rate on Villa, despite them having lost that map twice. But on a map like Villa and on those defenses, you can allow yourself to win rounds without maybe playing all together too much. Like you'll have your player underneath with a C4. You will have your very simple strategies. You can waste a lot of time, which we see TT9 do, for example, as well. And they have been getting away with winning rounds on that map, whereas in other maps and other situations, they might need a little bit more problem solving.
Okay, do you see this being TT9's first win? Be honest with me.
No.
See a few rounds, but not a win. It's simply this thing we've been seeing the entire stage on them so far.
I'm much more impressed with Secret than I am TT9.
Cool.
I did predict TT9 to be the guy that just makes sure they've got a prediction. But you know what? It's a game with nothing on the line, which means, you know, there's probably more on the line for TT9 than there is Secret to get a win, to not finish winless.
It's not even relegation.
No, there's literally nothing, no standards, no EUL finals, no major, no SI, nothing matters on this game, which we might see a good TT9 performance out of that because nothing matters. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. I mean, if you don't have any more stress, then in that case, you can start playing maybe more relaxed and everything. I would like to see that from T9. They've been so close every single time. They've got a few good rounds on the board, but no win just yet. Like you said, I don't think they'll get it against Secret today. I think Secret has been performing in this upwards battle, in this upwards trend as well, and I feel like we'll see that continue today.
So we have a slight delay. One of our players has gotten into some tech issues, so they'll be rejoining the lobby in just a couple minutes here. So we have a moment to talk about the game that matters in no way whatsoever for the standings, for SI, yada, 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 yada. Operator bans, what are you expecting? Because you talked about Team Secret specifically going for target bans in the last few weeks in.
Yeah, all right. So we know TT9 can play quite passive, for example. Any operators that will enhance that gameplay are operators like a Goyo, for example. Specifically, if we're speaking on a map like Bank, we can talk about an operator like Cade, we can talk about an operator like Echo. For example, they will help you in those final few parts of the round where you say that TT9 has been struggling with a lot. I can see that coming out from Secret, for example, or from Secret to well, limit TT9 in that case a little
You're
bit.
wondering if they're going to go at a mission as well. You know, if we looked at the people they've gone at, Deepek, they've gone at Solotov. Who else was it they went at?
It was, well, I think in general as a team outside of the Thermite ban.
Thermite, yeah. So, you know, I'm seeing, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised with a Castle. Because TT9 play it on every single site.
Oh,
They've
really?
got a 100% pick rate of Castle. So if you're, now, Castle
It's the
is
elite skin.
Castle is a bank map. Bank is a castle map, right? Because you're playing it for the top floor, you're playing it for the open area site, and you're playing it for the basement, depending on what you want to enable in the rotations you want to enable. Now, Secret, like if I'm Secret, I'm thinking, well, if we can have a week going at this, and it depends how much they really want to counter-strat for a meaningless game, right? But if you can have a week going at this, and you think, great, let's get some really good practice in with Castle banned, ban a Castle against them because they crutch hard on it. Would I be surprised if they ban Castle? No.
All right, let's see if that will come true on a bank. Our lobby's ready. Thank you so much for waiting with us here the last couple of minutes. Thank you, Fresh and Anna's TT9 versus Team Secret. And guess who it is? It's Tim and Des. God damn it, they're back.
Yay! We're back, Tim! We're back!
We are.
Look at this!
Who is giving you 4 arms, Des?
I don't know, but I've been walking around the studio backhanding people all day long like, hey, how's it going? Bam! It's been hilarious. If only you were here, Tim. You look fantastic as well, though. Can we get some lights on?
I can get a little bit more light up. I think it was. I'll try altering my camera. We'll go light for now.
Oh, look at that! That's amazing! Why are we hiding that in the dark?
Well, because it looks really good on the dark camera, but on the screen, I think it loses a little bit of visibility. So we'll go with the lights.
Nah, not to us. It looks great here. I was a big fan of that. Right.
There we go.
Tim, I'll give you a hand. We've got a game to cast, mate.
Give me a hand or 4.
Don't want to go out on a limb here and say that TT9 can find their first win, but it
So
could
it
happen, Tim.
begins.
We're here all night, I promise. God, it feels like ages since we stood in cast together. Well, in my case,
Yeah.
standing. Yes, I'm now standing up. It has been a while. It's been 2 and a bit weeks, 2.5 weeks.
That's a lifetime for you and I.
It is, mate. It is. Well, now we're back, and that's what really, really counts. Let's get into it. Game number 1 on Bank. And we're into bans first and foremost. Secret going to kick things off with the attacking ban, whilst obviously the analysts and Milosh turn the studio into a photo studio for them to get some nice pics.
Obviously.
Hi, Fresh. Do you want to get backhanded by my hand? Come on, then. Ready? Bam! Ow. Fantastic. That was worth doing it, and I'll do it again. Nook, the first ban taken away. No big surprise here, Tim. We see Nook banned away on this map an awful lot. As we've said several times over, a very popular operator, I'd say, across the last couple of stages, definitely rising into popularity. DKB also one of those that was massively on the up throughout the early parts of Stage 3. The small buffs coming in, the Impact EMP nades, for example, the taking defenders who are dead off cameras, just small little things that make it incredibly annoying to deal with. Valkyrie also taken away, and I wonder what our last one will be.
We'll see as it comes across. Another interesting fact is my bells. Oh, hang on, one's caught on my micro. I didn't think this through. My bells jingled as. I don't know if you can you pick that up?
Tim, they might jingle. I did hear them while you were talking, yes, but we're nowhere near Christmas. That's about 2 months away. So let's not get jingle bells on the go, yeah?
No, I'm thinking like a quiet, dark night. Does you just hear the little? It could be quite creepy.
It would. So don't go walking down any dark streets wearing that. All right, mate. We'll keep that one away from the general public.
Cade will be our final ban taken away, so that's going to be the hatches a little easier to open. You can certainly get around it without, but it's going to just make life a lot easier. And particularly here on Bank, when you've got those basement attacks, it gets more and more important. I like this game. I like the idea of this. It's a nice warm-up for us. It's a nice starter. You know, as coming into it, Fresh said, you know, we don't have Major, we don't have SI riding on this, but there's still plenty of pride at stake. There's those final standings. TT9, they don't want to go an entire stage without a win. You know that they want to get something out of this game. And they've been so close, Des. They've been so close so many times. Couple of 7-4s, couple of 7-5s, and just agonising at times. Is this going to be the one from them? Are they going to be able to rob the Bank from under Secret's nose?
Like it. I think with how things have gone this stage, if you even looked at 2 or 3 of their games in isolation, you said, yeah, this team's going to be 0-8, 0-9, by the way. You'd be like, no, there's enough quality there. We've seen enough at certain points throughout the stage that they deserve something. Is Secret going to be that team to get that something against? You'd say yes, given these are the bottom 2 teams, sorry, but I'm sure Secret themselves also don't want to show themselves to be any slouches. First round underway then as the preppers all come on through, and TT9 starting things out on the windows here, so looking to get that top floor control, sweep their way down through marble or through square, and go from there. Yes, Milosh, it's a mask. It fell off the desk. I'm sorry. You can wear it if you want. There's a mask here ready for you, Tim, by the way, that Milosh was really sad to find on the floor. Yeah. I'm going to put it on your chair. In fact, it could be Tim. It's like Tim's mask. It's going to just like, sit next to me. It's very spooky.
It could be like that thing that they do when when they're filming and you don't have your other. You may be filming with some CGI or something, so they put like a little head there or a little mask for you to talk to, so the eye line is right. It could be like that for you, Des.
Perfect. That's exactly what it is, mate. 100%. You're a floating mask in the darkness in the studio now, apparently.
We still don't have an opening kill. We're a minute into the round. TT9 have got themselves pretty well established. Sleben is just on the mid floor along with Astro here. He's just picking his moment. He's looking for that drop. You know he's going to try and hit a fadeaway as he goes down that hatch, but Groovy's just joined him actually as well. So there's still quite a heavy presence here from Secret, and this is nothing unusual now from what we see on Bank. We see a much greater presence on these upper floors for the Lockers.
Nice.
Defense, WTG. He's going to take down Groovy. He's going to get himself a second. He's looking for it. Des, he's checking out blue stairs. He's not going to find his man just yet. And that leaves us still in a 5v4. TT9, they've dealt the first blow, but a minute and a half into the round and they still don't have mid-floor control.
The only thing that makes me nervous is it's WTG on the Ossa here doing a lot of work. Now, when you see something like the Ossa for this site, you're immediately jumping towards a server-side take. You're thinking about getting those walls opened up. You're getting the Ossa down. You're getting a plant on through. If they lose the Ossa too early in this round, especially in entry fights as well, it'll be an absolute kicker. I mean, look at this. This is a little bit ridiculous here. It's almost like a Monty charging on the way through here, blocking Savage's line. Well, not really line of sight because, of course, you can see through the shield, but at least giving a little bit more assistance. WTG on the swing again, being the one taking risks in these early gunfights, but the job is done. Secret are forced further back.
Astro just able to now start working on the flank potentially. This could be a big problem for TT9 Des. Yes, they may well have got themselves in there. Yes, they may be looking at getting in, but we've seen this from Achieved at SI, if you remember, for TSM. Astro's going for it, but TT9 remember as well as we do, and they shut down the flank. That's going to leave us now in a 4v3. Diffuser down, 4v2 as a mission finds Savage, and it's all falling apart for Team Secret in round one here. WTG low health, but doesn't matter. He's got a shield in front of him. That's going to protect him from the majority of damage that's going to be thrown his way from these Team Secret defenders as they continue trying to find an inch on this retake, but they just can't get close at the minute.
They can't, no, and even if Kendry walks out the smoke, there's an Ossa shield stood right there. Oh, but gets the side swipe onto him as well. Beautiful pick, but sadly, the last man left alive. There's enough vertical cover. Side is going to drop in here and surely find out the last kill. Yes, he will. TT9 with the first round, but Tim, it's kind of the carnage I expected, to be honest. Again, the Ossa taking the opening 2 or 3 entry engagements. There was a C4 in the back pocket of Kendrew that came out very late into that plant going down, and even once the shield had been removed, no one was able to actually find the plants themselves. So TT9 with a real smash and grab in round one. Secret, got to be more attentive than that, I'm afraid.
Headed into round two, then they're going to switch up the sites. They're going to go to staff and open area. There was that moment with Astro there. I referenced Achieved back at SI. We all remember it. He managed to hide himself away in stock, exactly where Astro found himself. Achieved on the day just had that little bit more luck, though. He was able to get himself down onto the square skylight hatch
3K, wasn't
and
it?
just absolute wreak havoc inside of sight. But Astro, he got completely shut down. Now then, are Secret going to have any more luck with the roam? They're going to need it because they need to keep hold of that top floor for as long as possible if defending open and staff.
Yeah, I think like there was the right movements being made in terms of where they were looking to position around the map, how they were looking to, I think, challenge TT9 early up on the top floor and then kind of dipped away instead, opting to play in the shadows, as you commented from Astro, to try and be a little bit of a backstab throughout the round. But siege moment, that timing is never going to work in your favour. Well, it will, just in that case it did not. And once again, though, we do have this roam coming up around the map. We've got the Mute and the Mozzie on side, some of it for denial, some of it for keeping drones away. So one more looking towards wall denial, I suppose I should say, one in towards drone denial itself. For TT9, it looks to be much the same pattern as the last round, where 2 or 3 members commit towards getting in on the top floor first, sweep through that, clear it out, and then start thinking about the site afterwards.
Secret for the time being, reasonably static. Groovy's going to move himself out onto Banana. Not likely to be too long until he comes under some pressure because we've got a couple of players on the rappel. The drones are going in and certainly Groovy is going to be forced back there. Tries to use an impact nade to take out a drone. Not sure if he actually got the drone, but there is another one buzzing around him. There's 9 left on the side of TT9, so plenty of information, but it doesn't matter because it's not Groovy who is the point of this spear. It's going to be Astro who manages to strike first, take down down Cider, and that is a big kill, Des. They've got Sledge on the side of Emission, but you want Emission going and finding kills, and now he might just be stuck on vertical duty.
He should have been long dead then, like instantly dead. I mean, they've got the right sort of idea. They're trying to pencil him in a little bit here, just box him inside of Banana, but can't yet finish the man off. He's down to a slither of HP, which is the real kicker. He's taken 2 or 3 bullets from the player on Repel, but still unable to get finished off. It's not been bad for Secret. They've burnt through about 90 seconds. Sure, they've lost quite a bit of HP, but they brought down Cider, Tim. This has been a dream start and a little bit lazy, dare I say, from TT9.
It has. They've just not had enough emphasis on getting inside of the map. I don't think it's taken them the longest time, and Emission is still looking for that final challenge onto Groovy. He's been on low health for a long time now. Finally gets finished off. But we're at the minute mark nearly as Exodus finds Astro. All of a sudden, TT9 in a swingaroo. They're going to find themselves with a man advantage, but they still haven't locked down Super Sleben, who comes through with a big kill to level things up 3 versus 3.
At this stage in the round, he should not be given the freedom to move like that around square is my only concern. Exodus, though, the second one from the basement. These players just feel a little unaware of exactly what's going on and the possibilities of where specific players could be. Now, TT9 need to get themselves upstairs, recover the diffuser before they can even think about going for an execute. I just hope to God they've clocked they don't have it in back pocket, Tim, because there are only 30 seconds left to play with here. The last 2 members of Secret really digging themselves in with the C4 and 2 smoke canisters left on side. But as of yet, no one has gone for the diffuser. They do know, right?
I'm not sure they do, Des, but they're not going to have an option anymore.
Please.
15 seconds, there's no way they get up there and get back down. They're going to have to find the final 2 kills. Emission looking to push into side. He's going to get his on the reverse angle. Sleben absolutely slapped out of this round as Savage gets a double, but shut down by Exodus on the trade. And that is going to be TT9 in the nick of time, taking round 2.
A little bit nervous there, though, as well. Like, I guess at about that 30-second mark, they made the call of right. Forget the diffuser. There's 2 left. We play for trades. We win. And I will commend them for that on the push in there, TT9. 2 players stacked up behind each other, coming in through the single admin door. Both do die, but Exodus gets the immediate trade as well, as I think he's one of the players coming in through the door who went down, actually. But it's still a little bit too close to my liking there, down to the last 2 or 3 seconds to get that round closed out. Still, 2 rounds for TT9 in the books, Tim. It's looking good.
Heading up to top floor this time for Team Secret. No success on the first 2 attempts.
Are you enjoying casting in that massive hat, by the way?
Oh, I love it.
I keep turning around and just like, I can't believe he's doing this.
Normally, I'd take something like this off, more than likely, especially something covering my eyes. But I don't really have too much of a choice because it's tied around the back of my head.
Oh.
Then I've got my headphones over the top of it. And when we get to the end of the game, it's just going to be too much to put back on quickly enough. Like, usually, I try and just throw my glasses on, but it's far too complex.
See, I've got matching gloves on my 2 real arms at the bottom and clearly my 2 fake arms at the top.
What do you mean, fake arms?
Exactly, they're not really fake, they're all real. I've taken the gloves off my air quotes real arms, what many would consider to be real arms, because it's just too warm.
Thank you.
And I looked at you and I was like, surely that hat's got to come off.
It's not a hat, you see. It's just a mask. So the top of my head is completely open, so I don't get hot in it. But it's
you're always hot, mate. Look at you.
Well, certainly restrictive. Let's put it that way. But we work around it, Des, because we're in round number 3, and TT9, they're working around Secret right now as Nico manages to find Sleben. Another headshot raining in. TT9 have been doing real damage to Secret. As soon as they sort of find that opportunity in the round to start making a move, you just know that it's going to be one after another at the minute.
I do love the degree of creativity we're seeing coming out of them so far. You know, you've got the Monty coming in through lobby here. We had the Ossa back in round 1. They are mixing things up and making sure Secret are constantly playing the guessing game on what's going to come and hit us in the face next. This round, it is that Monty, but it's also that Finka on the other side. Now, Finka, when she got changed with the LMG nerf coming through, also had her nades taken away. There were question marks about exactly where she'd fit in. We've definitely seen her pick rate drop off. But for a number of teams, just having that ability to juice your players up is absolutely ludicrous. And here with the spear on side, Nico's played a little bit of entry work, but also has that ability with all 3 still left on side to keep his team juiced up on the way through. So far, so good for TT9, but we are halfway through the round. I'm curious to see exactly where they're going to start their focus. Looks like it's going to be here, though, at the top of lobby stairs. In fact, Submission's already inside of sight. What is this?
He's working his way. He's going to be looking for making a nuisance with Monte. He's going to be difficult to deal with. We know this. Once you've got that big shieldy boy up in your face, what do you do? It looks like Secret have largely given up the site here, Des. They're happy enough to try and work on a retake. Is there going to be a nitro in time? Yes, there is. A mission ripped off the plant. And that brings us back to a 3 versus 3. But let's not forget, TT9 still have the site here. That is one thing in their favour. They're trying to work against the clock. They're trying to work against the verticals, but Team Secret are going to have to fight from the outside back in.
Oh, surely at this point, Secret have got enough angles. They've got the below, for example. They've got Kendrew sat inside a stock, a couple inside, but no, Groovy's moved away. They don't have the cover coming in from below. Plant's going to get it completed here as well as we come down to a 1v1. Kendrew versus WTG. Supportal combat may well break out, but he's looking for the res here onto Astro, making it a 1 versus 2. But it's WTG with a commanding position, Tim.
Just going to hold his angle for the time being. 20 seconds left to go. He needs to get this clock shaved down to 7 seconds. Beyond that, Team Secret won't have an opportunity to disable the diffuser. Astro, he just gives it a tickle. He's trying to put the audio cue out there just to make WTG make a move, which he will. He can use the mirror against them. He manages to get one. Does he get the second? Yes, he does. Beautiful from WTG to hold on to the round. Secret just pushed by the clock into making that challenge, and WTG takes full advantage.
What a play as well. So well read on the situation. I mean, look, spray through a softball, call it positional understanding. He's got away with an absolute blinder there. And on the push, knew exactly what was coming as well. He's played it very, very patiently. Hasn't panicked when he's heard that diffuser going down. Just overall, or the disable, sorry, coming through. Just absolutely beautiful play. Secret, understandably, taking in a tactical timeout. They are down 3-0. TT9 so far, I'm not going to say have been perfect, but definitely have been the stronger team. Secret just lacking a little bit of oomph in the end product there to get the closing kills to make sure TT9 can get shut down.
That's exactly it. You know, a couple of them have come down to the late round and we've had the diffuser go down and Secret have tried the retake and it's just not working for them. The focus has surely got to be on getting, you know, into a position to stop that diffuser going down, and they just don't seem to be able to get a control over TT9 at the minute. They're not really matching up to the aggression. I can't really say that I'd like to see more aggression out of Secret because they have been getting out into the map. The problem is they're just losing the gunfights, Des. We've seen it with Sleben a couple of times. Astro maybe gets one out on their own, but then they'll lose Groovy, then they'll lose Astro, and it's just not, they're not getting enough end product from that roam game for me. Whether it's time to dial it back a little bit, maybe play a little bit more passively even. We've seen TT9 a couple of times struggle with the clock a little bit, so maybe that's something that Team Secret can work with. But that being said, last round didn't really pay off for them. They played outside of the site, they invited TT9 in, and still they lost the round.
That's exactly it. Well, hopefully with that tactical timeout coming in, Secret buck up their ideas here and come up with something a little bit different. Now, as it stands, we're going down into the basement for TT9 back in round 1. They started with that clear up on the top floor, chucked a couple of players up on the rappel, got themselves in through the top floor and worked their way down marble and around square. Now, we've got to be mindful of players like Astro, who did cause a spot of bother for them when he was sat inside a stock. I don't want to say it necessarily, air quotes, worked last time around, but it did almost have the possibility to be a round-ending play for Team Secret if he picked up a couple of kills, just sadly wasn't looking the right way at the right time. But once again, we've got that Ossa coming in. This time around, it's on a mission who's worked its way in through the basement, so forget about going in through server side. He's got to change a plan here, Tim.
He's going to be working with those Osher shields, looking to get established. Already done. 40 seconds into the round. A mission has just cut the site in half, and that is a dangerous position for Team Secret to be in now. If there's one gunner that you don't want with that ability to cut off roams, it's going to be a mission because you know that he's going to hit his shots given the opportunity. He's got the peak around the side of the shield. He's got the peak above the shield. He's going to be very difficult to move out of this position, and Team Secret might just rue not having somebody starting out to stop him even getting established in there. It's been so easy for him to walk in. Now then, Sleben inside of elevators for the time being. This seems to be a lot of Secret's game plan. It's waiting in those corners, it's waiting in those positions, waiting to pounce, waiting for that opportunity. But TT9 just aren't really giving them those opportunities at the minute.
I mean, the problem is, sit there and wait all you like, but there was a really good read there from Exodus with the help of a drone coming in to give him that little bit of information he was after. Now identifying that Astros sat inside of open area as well. Good drone play so far coming out of TT9 and giving themselves solid map control. Secret just... I look at moments like that and just think, you know, those are the kind of moments you want to play for trades right now. They've got 2 or 3 players playing very isolated out on the roam, and Division just waits for it to pop up like a weasel. Down goes Astro, and 2 kills come through pretty quick. Will Kendry be the next one to fall down to the shield? Very, very possibly. As out steps Emission, giving himself a long of line of sight down through into red. Looking pretty well controlled by TT9 so far, Tim.
Emission's the last player that you want in that position. You know, I'm sure he's probably got a high score on Whack-A-Mole in the local arcade because as soon as anybody drops in there, he's just going to destroy them within a second. He's going to hit those flicks every single time. There's no question about it. Exodus, he's looking now to pressure main stairs as well. And Team Secret, they're going to find themselves really under pressure in the next 10 seconds or so. TT9, they're going to be moving forward, looking for those final kills, maybe an execute. Now then, Savage, he's trying to hold on to blue stairs. I'm not sure if he's going to head back to site or continue playing from there, but the clock is becoming a real factor for TT9 here. They've just taken their foot off the gas. It might be up to Emission to try and push in and do something. Nico finds Savage, 4v2 as Exodus falls along the way. Kendry goes 7 seconds. Man found, round found. TT9 go 4-0.
Dare I say, it feels a lot like Secret are playing this a little bit blind. Like, even with the hard focus on blue stairs, smoke canisters going down, the Vulcan canister was out, no one was looking to really push there. Their focus was instead through lobby with WTG. They had 2 working their way down Marble, so it was a completely different side of the attack. Not forgetting, of course, that we had Emission sat playing behind that shield inside a garage. So it feels like a bit of a misread on Secret and where TT9 are coming from, what the game plan is, and they're being completely blindsided in the last 20 seconds. Now, it's not as easy as saying to Secret, just read, forehead, just figure out exactly what's going on. It's definitely not that straightforward. But there are little signs I feel here they're missing in the early round, like where the Ostra is coming from, where the drones are coming in from, that so far has cost them a couple of rounds. That's really got to improve. They've got no tactical timeout. TT9 are dominating them. This could be a 6-0 half.
Honestly, you're not wrong, Des. At the minute, Team Secret, I sort of feel for them because there's nothing they can really... You know, I said it a couple of rounds ago. They tried playing more passively. They tried playing the retake. They've tried meeting them on the roam. And it's just coming down to gunfights. And when it comes down to gunfights, it doesn't really matter what you do as a team because you play in sight, you'll lose your gunfights in sight. You play on the roam, you'll lose your gunfights on the roam. It doesn't matter where they come. So long as TT9 continuing to put them under that pressure, they can't really play to the clock. You know, like I suggested, may work for them. TT9 leaving a couple of final executes, final pushes until very late in the round, but it's not going to work if you're losing those fights even in the last 10 seconds. So Team Secret got to start hitting some shots, got to start hitting some kills. I'd like to see them get themselves like 5v3, 5v2 in a round and just build a bit of confidence.
Absolutely. I think we've had a bit of a momentary freeze there for a second. Unfortunately, we'll jump out for a quick moment and jump back in when we are able. I was like, is that us? Is that them? Turns out it is indeed us. So now
for a second, I thought it was just the Rotero jet getting caught in the mute jammer. Because it just stopped, and I thought, is it just caught the mute jammer?
Got the whole lot. By the way, I love Kendry's mustache. You noticed? He shaved his beard. He's just got a mustache.
Strong look. I like it.
Strong look. Now, obviously, this probably means that for the players, they will continue and play out the round. Given they are in it, we can't just say to them, yeah, sorry, guys, scrap your round off, because the observers weren't in. They may well play through this one, so we'll know the result afterwards and jump back in not too long afterwards. So we can do the classic thing that we love doing as casters, Tim, which is to try and assess how a round is going based on player reactions, when they sit back in their chair, when they potentially mouth a swear word. There's lots of stuff we can look for. What's your current read?
Unfortunately, we don't have any screens to glean from. Every now and again, we'll get a cam that's got like a side-on screen and we can sort of see what's going on. We don't need much, you know, we really don't need much. A few colours and a little wall here and there, and we can give a good guess at where pushers are going and, you know, maybe what's happening in the round. But at the minute, there's not much to give it away. I'm even trying for the reflection inside there's glasses or anything here, but I'm not picking anything up.
I think Sleben's
dead. Definitely dead, though, I would agree. Sleben is, I think he's also sporting the mustache as well. He's joining Ken.
They're all going for it, yeah. Savage, there's Savages as well, but a Savage also died. His hand is off his keyboard. Mouse, sorry. So I think he is too.
Certainly looks that way.
Meanwhile, everyone on the other side looks pretty sworn into it, pretty locked in. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
TT9 look pretty, pretty involved.
Have they? Or is that just reconnecting? That's just reconnecting.
Attackers are moving.
Rehost after the round. Got it. I've been told by medics. That's the game plan.
We will play the round out, and we were quite right there. Sleben and Savage have gone by the wayside. It's 5 versus 3. TT9 still full manpower on their side, and that is not going to make things any easier. Nico, he's getting the drone. He's getting the diffuser down here. Sorry, Emission going to take a chunk of damage as we see another kill come in onto Kendrew. It's falling apart. This is going to be flawless, Des. Gruby's trying to get anything going. He's using the vertical. He manages to find one. At least he does stop that flawless round, but with diffuser down and a 1v4, it's going to have to be an ace clutch, and it's going to be absolutely none of it, Des. As Exodus steps upstairs and he takes him down. Close out the round 5-0 TT9.
I mean, Gruby's shoes there, you've really got to be winning those. You've really got to be hitting those shots, but instead paints the man like a fine art picture. Misses basically everything, draws the outlines, and from there it is done. So, in case you're curious as to why we're rehosting, because I love breaking the fourth wall, Tim, we have our observers normally as the hosts of a game, so we can pause it when players request tactical timeouts. So, even though we did get back into the game fine, we don't get to stay as the hosts. We have to have the rehost so we can pause. Otherwise, you're trusting a player to pause when the opposition calls it, for example, and they may be like, oh, I didn't realise I was the host. Sorry about that. And the round got to play out. So here is what we'll do. We'll play things by the book. We'll get back into it and then see how this half concludes. Kendrew looks like he needs a stiff drink after this. They have been
5-0
battered.
to TT9, Des. I think, there's definitely going to be some words between the Team Secret players at the minute. They've got to just find a way of driving a wedge into this TT9 side at the minute. I mean, the big question you've got to ask at the minute, Des. Obviously, TT9 coming out here, strong performance. We're seeing a little bit of growth. Secret not really able to match them in the gunfights at the minute. But where has this team been throughout the stage? You can't leave this until the final play day.
The thing is, again, I always hate kind of like criticising teams that are clearly winning and doing incredibly well too harshly. But what I think has happened this game a lot is they've played very similar to maybe how they have before. We've seen their own mistakes where they've been blindsided by members of Secret. Outside of that, it's been stack up behind a Monty. It's been a lot of Ossa play, for example. And as I commented several times, Secret just look a little bit lost. They look like they aren't sure exactly where the members of TT9 are coming from. They haven't been able to trade off each other. They've painted wonderful outlines around the players of TT9, but not really connected too many kills. It's again not wanting to take things away from TT9 because I think their ideas have been great in terms of different attacking directions for the Ossa, the use of the Monty to bully ground, for example. They've done a lot of things right, but it's more what Secret have done wrong in these first 5 rounds that I personally feel has cost them a lot.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Some of the rounds have definitely come down to Secret losing them. But as I always say, TT9 only able to play what's in front of them, and they've done that well so far and got themselves a 5-0. The thing is, at the minute, I'm sort of wondering, are Secret just broken at this point? Are they just in a position whereby, there's going to be no coming back from this? A 6-0 half. Every single round is a potential opportunity for TT9 to take the full 3 points then, get themselves the first win of the stage on the board. They avoid themselves the upset of going a full stage without a win. And for Secret, that's got to weigh heavily on you. So this next round for me, very, very important for Team Secret.
No, I completely agree. I think if getting yourself even something on the board is helpful. Otherwise, as I've always said, you're staring down every single round after with match point glaring on your screen. So, come on, boys. Time to book things up here. You've had a little bit of a pause there during that rehost. Let's hope that second little break for them is going to be enough to get themselves back into things and get around on the board. TT9, though, will be looking for a strong end to the stage. They want that nice 7-0, 7-1, whatever it may turn into be. And we'll find out now if they get to grab that or not, Tim.
We're going down to lockers. It's going to be in the basement for the final round. Team Secret have already lost this.
I think Fresh's makeup is a massive
twice.
improvement on normal, by the way.
Do you think?
It looks way better.
He's got a very big smile.
You know what he looks like? You'll appreciate this, Tim. You know the Nightmare Before Christmas? I forget which one it is. It's Lock, Shock and Barrel. Oogie Boogie's little, 3 friends. He looks like the small little, ball, almost ball with a tiny bit of, brown hair with that same smile across its face.
He does.
It does look like him. He doesn't believe me, and I was like, you do. Do you know if it's Lock, Shock or Barrel? I don't know which one it is. I want to say it's Barrel.
I don't know which. No, I wouldn't know specifically which one it was.
I want to say it's Barrel. Let me Google it. Go on, you can do the intro to the round. Go on.
We'll continue with the round. We're into round 6. It's Team Secret's final defense. They're going to be down in the basement for this one.
Yeah,
as I said, they've already lost it twice. It's Barrel.
Go on Google now, everyone, and type in Barrel Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's so fresh. Just some of the pictures are class. It's fresh.
I like to see this from Team Secret. They have recognised the problem that Amision was able to cause last time with the Ossa in Garage. They've got the Echo down there. They're going to prevent that happening. But once again, TT9 have already adapted. They've already taken that step ahead, and they've not brought the Ossa. They're not playing into Garage. So as valuable as the Echo is still going to be, Groovy's still going to potentially have his moment in this round. It's not going to be in keeping them out of Garage. So another step ahead of the game from TT9.
Again, just keep on changing things up, right? Don't make it so it's too predictable. Even when Secret are adapting to ideas they've already done before, it feels like every single round has brought along a new idea from TT9. So, yep, adapt to it all you like. But when there's a new idea, a new strat being brought along, good luck. And maybe this is a good thing for TT9, showing that even on the last game of the stage, after they've been battered all stage long, 0 and 8, they can still play to this level, is a really strong sign for what could come from them in the future as well.
Amision going to get himself into square, looking to work potentially. He's probably going to hold an angle onto blue stairs for the time being as Nico drops down. And they're looking to clear utility, open hatches, make sure mid-floor is clear, which it is. So TT9 well ahead of time at the minute. Time has been one of the factors that I've questioned for them a couple of times, but this time moving very well. Let's see if they continue that. Not going to see this Rotero drawn until it's too late. Savage is actually forced up to the top of the stairs, but there's no challenge ready to come in from TT9, so he's able to keep himself in that position. But with the hatch open, Des, he's going to have to play his life here.
He's only got 6 shots in that shotgun as well, so it's not like he can dig in here for a long time. But then again, Tim, aren't we all here for a short time and not a long one? Astro out onto the hatch, finds Nico freely, and now Savage is fancying himself a little bit of a go. Steps up looking for one, only got 4 shots now left inside of it. One more's on the corner, but they've got no idea that he's ran his way down the bottom. Sadly not going to be able to find a kill at range as well onto Amision as he swings round down to about half HP. It's been a bit chaotic around blue stairs, but when all is said and done, Tim, it's still a 3 versus 3.
That's the key fact there, Des. As much as Secret have done well here in wasting some time, they still have lost a couple of gunfights and find themselves in a 3v3. This is definitely winnable for TT9. Groovy becomes more and more important as this round goes on. He's got his yokai drones in position. One was pinged out. I'm not sure it's been cleared yet. He's going to send the second one in. So he needs to make sure this one stays alive. With 20 seconds left to go, there's a real opportunity for Groovy to win the round here. As that diffuser goes down, TT9, they're looking at getting themselves into position here. They're holding the hatch. Is the drop going to come in from Exodus? It is indeed. He can't find the kill though. Groovy, he's there. He's ready. He's waiting. 7 seconds left to go. Surely a first round for Team Secret here. There can't be an opportunity where Cyther puts this down. The yokai drone is there. He might just be able to stick this dead.
No way.
He's coming in, trying to find something. It's the last man. There you go. Out comes the impact nade. The little bit of pizzazz on the end of the round from Groovy as he closes it out. That's going to be Secret's first.
A little bit of squeaky bum time, getting nice and close there at the end, Tim. I thought for a second they'd stick it and get away with that one, but Secret do claw their way back in. They find that one round that we were talking about. And for TT9, not a bad shout, I'd say, overall. I think their attempt at trying to make that work was good. It did keep asking questions. That war around the blue stairs, definitely a big part of it. But I think even though the yokais were taken out quite easily, it's the sheer fact of their presence slowing down members of TT9 that was just enough to tip things over towards Secret's side. So a good bit of adaptation there. Now they have to show us what they can do on the attack inside. Will this be an attacker-sided bank where Secret bounce back, or can TT9 close it out now? We're about to find out in the next couple of rounds.
Round number 7, then TT9 on the defense. We're going to have the castle out from Nico. It's going to be down in lockers to begin with, but as I referenced in the very first round when Team Secret were down here, it is not uncommon now to see a lot of defenders pushing themselves further out into the map. It's exactly the same as we've seen on Chalet. Bank's always been a map for roamers, but what I mean by pushing the defense out is that setup. It's the castle barricades, it's the reinforcements, it's the utility, and we're seeing it spread further, wider, and just making it more and more time consuming. You know, that's defenders using the size of the map to their advantage, just forcing Team Secret to clear every nook, every corner before they can start thinking about that execute.
Exactly that. It's going to be all about the pace, I think, for Secret as well. For TT9, I was quite impressed, really, in their overall pacing. Sure, a couple of rounds, they came down to the last 10, 15 seconds to make an execute happen. But throughout the early and mid-round, their pacing was very, very good. They did get themselves inside the building. They were forcing members of Secret away or taking them off the board entirely. So for Secret, it's going to be very much the same. Here, they got themselves the shock drones inside from Groovy, though, as he's looking to do a bit of work up through the basement. So it's not an Osset going to be in the same position, but it will still be a player inside a garage that has the ability to cut off the defenders as they try and move between sites. Free.
Oh, no, that is dangerous. The one ping on there should be absolutely free, and it is. Exodus taken down easy as that, but Astro's going to be challenged here. Gruby, he manages to get the kill onto WTG, so we find ourselves effectively 5v3. It's going to come down largely to how that top floor duel goes. What's Amision going to do here? He's got himself potentially a little bit stuck. He's going to challenge instead. No, Desna can't let him get away with that. It's far too easy for Amision.
I think he knows there's still one more around square as well, because they'd have had the call that it was the Ana there. He very clearly saw that it was the Nomad as well. But in comes the plant as well. Savage making this work in behind Kendra, who of course is rocking up the Monty here. The Yokais are completely out of position. Everything's fallen asunder. And just like in round one, everything has gone the way of the attackers in a bit of a sneak plant in through servers.
Massively taking their eye off the ball there, TT9, as Team Secret able to just go route one in behind the Monty. Far too easy as Groovy Astro managed to get kills apiece and are just cutting down TT9 as they try to react and try to do something on the retake here. 2v3, 1v3 as Groovy finds a good round from him on a triple. It's going to be down to Amision if anybody can. We know that it's him. He's got the opportunity with the dash of Oryx. He tries, he misses. And that is going to be another round for Team Secret.
So, ole! Ole!
There's
just charging straight past the Monty. It's not exactly the fastest moving bugger in the world. It should be a freebie. But it's quite rare we get to see that interaction as well between the Oryx and a Monty. Of course, like even pre-Monty change, where now he's a lot easier to stagger whilst he's holding the shield. Before, Oryx was introduced as a bit of a counter where you can charge into the shield and it knocks Monty flat on his back and basically guarantees you a kill. Still, not really going to go the way they were looking for. A great round from Groovy getting the 3k down inside a garage on that Twitch as well. Just picking up a couple of freebies on the way through. And TT9 this time around were the ones that were caught completely unawares. It's a great play by Secret. Route 101 straight towards site. Now we'll see if they go for a similar sort of thing once again, though, or instead if they try and meet TT9 around the map.
The problem for Team Secret still stands here. Fresh picked up on it in the pre-show desk, and he's told us how TT9 have only had a 24% win rate on attack. This time they came out and got 5 out of 6. So it's really stacked against Team Secret here. TT9 usually much better on the defense. You feel that it's only a matter of time until they manage to get themselves around, and when they do, it's match point. So Team Secret just need to hold that off for as long as possible to give themselves every opportunity. Savage is going to take out the default cam from outside of the map. It's just all part of the process of setting up this push, getting themselves into the building securely. It's going to be on the top floor. We can see that from here, while the site setup is still going on for TT9.
Yeah, a little bit late. Sometimes some setups that are a bit more complex do run into the round itself, especially when there's a lot to be done. As long as we're really not looking past, say, 2:45, then it's not the end of the world. But outside of that, well, you're very prone to getting wallbanged by someone taking a few chance shots. Secret here, though, straight up on these windows, looking to get themselves into this top floor. Very usual to see this. And for TT9, I'm drawn back to round 2 or 3. Back when I want to say it was Groovy that was sat around Banana, and TT9 had 2 or 3 possible angles onto him, but just couldn't quite pick him off for a good while in the round. About 90 seconds passed before they cleared Banana. It could be much the same here for Exodus, who's playing it on the alibi.
Good progress on the top floor clearance here, but there is still 2 players to deal with. Amision, he's probably going to dip himself away now that that drone has seen him. I think they're well aware of his position on Marble Stairs, and there he goes. Exodus finds himself down. He was the second that I was going to pick up on. The alibi is there. Clever play from Amision, just opens the hatch beneath him, and they manage to team up and get him back on his feet.
Of course, the beauty being there, of course, with Doc's change, you just full heal anyone that he zaps with one of those stims, whether they're down or up on their feet. And of course, with the secondary now in place as well, the Bailiff has that ability to open things up. Otherwise, that would have been a very, very dead Exodus, who did go down before he could open up the hatch himself, so very fortunate to have the Doc there on his side. So for now, at least, all 5 alive for both teams still. Everything's still standing with about 70 seconds on the clock. But TT9 have challenged a little bit around the map, and now Exodus has got himself tucked in real tight here behind this cabinet and could do some real damage if Secret don't drone him out.
Certainly could, and imagine that Exodus, who was downed on the top floor from beyond the grave, comes back and gets himself a double, a triple. Oh boy! It could be big trouble for Team Secret. They need to make sure that they're aware of that position. Groovy takes the opportunity behind some smoke to go in, but he's going to be cut down by WTG. Kendrew does open things up just before that. WTG having none of it. What a game he's having so far. Manages to find himself an important double. Exodus, the alibi, he springs back to life and finds the kill on to the man that was pushing him. It's Astro who goes down. Savage manages to find a mission to try and keep some sort of balance here, but it's still 3v2 in favour of TT9. 20 seconds.
The drops come through, a C4 over the top as well. Not going to quite catch his man, but Slebin does lose about half of his HP. Nico bringing down the other penultimate man, but it's WTG with a massive 3k from Kansan spot. Wins the round out for TT9. Just one more, and they take all 3 points, Tim.
That's the moment that I was expecting. This is why I referenced TT9's defensive stats. We know that they're better on this side of the game, and now they've got that round. Is this a Team Secret that I can see coming back with 5 consecutive rounds? I'm just not sure it is right now, Des. Is it one that I can see getting 4 consecutive rounds to take it to overtime? Again, I'm just not sure. It's going to be a tough one for them here. They've not really had the run of things, if you look. We have had a rehost, but the left side still tells a story. They are very reliant on Groovy getting those kills at the minute, whereas even after the rehost, we've got WTG, we've got a mission, both working together in tandem, and we know that these other players went big before those stats were reset as well. So Team Secret, they've got a big task ahead of them.
They do, they do. Truthfully, a lot of that did come down to a great couple of fights coming out of WTG. Admittedly, all separate fights as well. We had Kendra coming in for the drop and trying to push him for a fight, but WTG had already won his one by that point, at which stage then became a second 1v1 that, of course, he went on to go and win again. Then the third and final one to Slebin as he came pushing in from Bleepers. Just everything all together, it's a little bit scattered still from Secret where it's not coming together as a full team. But I like it what they're trying to do is they said, right, okay, guys, what can we do to really make this work as a team? Things like Ying are beautiful as an operator because generally, this is kind of a theory that was followed through in another game that I play as well. There are some things you can do that are called just like go buttons. You press it and your team know generally what that means. You hear Candela's coming out, there's a fair chance that's a great coordination point for your team to make a move, to go for the gunfights, to push in and try and close things down. Here they've got the Lion, they've got the Ying on side and the Blitz. There are so many things working in tandem here that if TT9 sit back and let Secret get into good positions, they'll come to rue that.
Very possibly will. Kendrew on the blitz, going to be looking for that top floor clearance. The window's going to be opened up ahead of him. He will likely try to push in through stock. He's just waiting, I think, for the drones to go out and find that first man so he knows which side he needs to challenge from. If the confirmation comes in that square is empty, it may well be that he pushes directly into stock. But I think they just know that the man is up on stock door, so they don't want to get too sort of directly head-to-head, and that makes sense. It would have given a mission an opportunity in that situation, but the kills are raining in for TT9 here. Kendra has found himself all alone, Des, and in the blink of an eye, it falls apart for Team Secret. It was not a good round. It was not a good game. TT9 coming in with a strong victory, 7-2.
Very, very dominant indeed. And I think even there at the end, even with Kendrew charging forward in the blitz, you just see the top right of your kill feed light up with 3 deaths on Secret side, and you know exactly where that round is going. A very dominant showing. Did it come a bit too late for TT9? Sure. But it's still 3 points on the board. It's still a good end to the stage for them. No massive complaints around that.
No, absolutely not. They've got, the thing is, you've got to have a platform to build on, haven't you? And that's the position for TT9 now. It's just about using that. They've had something good at least to take away and to build forward from here. Good result for them.
I love these arms. Look at them, Tim. They're so long and big.
They're glorious.
We'll have to run around and start sweeping around the face in a bit as well. It's brilliant. Let's look around. A round of applause. Yeah. No, this ain't working. That's what I want to do. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. There we go. Your mask. It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely love it.
Can't get enough of it.
I can't, mate. What a magical day. I'm so glad I came back for this. And so I'm sure you guys are as well. That was our warm-up game in a way, though, Tim, because the next 2 games are absolute. In fact, next 3 are all massive because they all play into the major. Are you excited, Tim Tam?
I am indeed. As you said, the script for the next two writes itself. It's going to be massive.
Well, my arms can't contain themselves. Let's go to a break. When we come back, let's go break it down. Then games 2 and 3. See you in a bit.